Hello, everybody. How are we going? Here we go. Lovely. How has your day gone? Mine's been mighty interesting. Oh, gosh, even my angle's a little bit off today. How does it get any better, right? Alrighty, so let me just pop this up here. Boom, shakalaka. Okay. Dun dun dun. Okay, let's open that up. Okay. Here we go. Happy days. Cool. That is that done for the moment. Okay. So how are we all going today, I wonder? Hello. Just doing those happy little share outs. Just getting it out there so we can have some more happy friends come to visit. As is always fun on a Find You Friday. How are you going today? I'd love to know. See what energies are up for you in this world. Let me know how your day's been. Let me know how your week's been. I'd love to see it. Let me know if you've been feeling like I've been feeling this week. Because we're going to be honest, had a bit of a rough week. But hey, I was committed to being here with you guys today, and it was important to me to show up because I know that you guys will show up for me. So I do appreciate it very, very much. You're gorgeous beings who are here to play and say hi and all of that sort of stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, being a gorgeous goddess doesn't always mean you got your shit together all the time. Sometimes it just means being here. Just being here. Being present in this beautiful moment. So we may even, we'll just let a couple more people come in. And then once that is up, I'd love to know how your day's going. Say hi. Say where you're tuning in from. That would be awesome. There we go. That feels better. Just made an absolutely delicious self-sourcing lemon pudding. That was really yummy. I took a sort of a more traditional chocolate self-sourcing pudding recipe, and hi honey, thank you for coming in to say hello. I appreciate that. Go be with Stussy. Go have a good time. I appreciate you. All right. Let me see. What is going on in the world? All right. Let me do a general reading. Hi. Let me do a general reading. For the collective right now. All right. Righty-ho. Alrighty. So this is a general reading for the collective. Let's get that angle going right. That feels a bit better. All right. So this lovely little reading that we have for the collective right now first card we've got is the Law of Attraction card. Okay. So the Law of Attraction card is talking about the relationships and activities you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. So with this one, I'm getting that certainly that more sensitive and aware of energies is very much up in the world at the moment. And there's a lot of change happening in the world at the moment, especially with the latest revelations this week have broken around certain manufacturing companies who have now come out and been honest about things. And so, yeah, things are like, as in things that they said would work don't. And I'm not going to say the names of stuff because it is the times, but certainly things are changing. And so that is basically what this card is saying, that things that you haven't been able to do for the last couple of years, maybe you can go back to doing them now. And that's pretty damn exciting, right? And things that, you were basically thrown into, maybe you don't have to do them anymore. Maybe things that you can travel more now without restrictions and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's a really cool card to have come up. The next one is Archangel Raphael. Okay, and Archangel Raphael is saying that the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. So you may be going through a little bit of a wobble right now with not knowing quite where to go, what direction you're going, and perhaps that's leading you to sort of into a little bit of self-doubt. So just know that Archangel Raphael and your rest of your spirit team, in fact, is around you at the moment, supporting you in your healing work. So whether that be with others or for yourself, either way, absolutely is totally with you, and you're well supported. So that's a beautiful thing. The next one we've got is the throat chakra, which is not surprising actually with the news that is broken this week. That is saying here that the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. So for so many beautiful people out there who did not receive the experiment are sitting there going, we told you. But what is really required right now is for all those people who would be quite happy to sit back and go, see, told you, is to remember that the people that they're speaking to that did get it, for whatever reason, whether it be because they felt that they were serving the community, or whether they felt that it was something they had to do because they had no other choice to, because they still had to feed their families and keep a roof over their head and all of that sort of stuff. You're reminded with that card to speak lovingly. And perhaps instead of saying, I told you so, ask more questions. So, for example, my question was, if the manufacturing company knew it didn't work, knew it didn't stop anything, and knew that it was going to cause more harm than good, why was there the very big push? Why was there all the deceit? Why was the messaging of a certain way? So I'd be lovingly asking those kinds of questions of the people, and bearing in mind those who have had to choose it or chose it of their own volition for whatever reason. As all this information comes out, they're going to be going through some big stages of grief, and as their eyes are opened, as the the dust settles and the clouds clear and all the smoke and the haze moves away and they see what is there, they're going to have a big moment of shock rolling through their world. So just remember, these people are going to be in trauma response. So be very kind and loving to those people who are going through this transition right now, and will be over the next few weeks to months as things are further revealed. Hi, Holly. So yeah, be very, very kind, okay? The next card we've got is the Cancel, Clear, Delete card, which is again about using only positive words and thoughts as they are rapidly manifesting into form, and to ask the angels to cancel the effect of past negative thinking. So let's do that now. So angels, spirit team, divine infinite wisdom, we ask you now to cancel the effects of past negative thinking, and anything that doesn't allow that, I please ask you to destroy and uncreate it all and release it up to Creator, to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to me again. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. That feels a lot better already. And the last card that I've got here is the Fairies card. And this is to do with basically it's the nature spirits and the elementals. So this may not necessarily be relevant for all of you, but it may be relevant for some of you, that the elementals are also here to support you, and that helping Mother Nature is in your pathway. So that is just another little acknowledgement also to see the beauty in the small things, the things that give life sparkle, where, you know, the elementals don't have to work to earn money. Their work as such, their creation, is how they live their life. And to see that work happening in real time is beautiful. It's just absolutely stunning to watch. I remember, we'll do a little bit of story time and then I'll do a yummy card. So back when I was really little, I could see the fairies, I could see angels and spirits and things, and I never really said anything about it, not until I was about 6.5 and we'd just moved house from the big city to the little country town, and I was still very much in the flow of checking the mailbox. And because in the big city you check the mailbox, in the little country town we didn't. We used to have to go get the mail at the post office. So this one day I went out to check the mailbox out of habit, and I saw this, you know, to me being a little tiny 6.5-year-old, I saw this big figure standing like, you know, good, I would say probably is a good 6 foot high, black as in shadowy figure. And he had a long sort of trench coat, and it scared the living bejesus out of me. And I ran inside and I slammed the sliding door shut. And my mum's like, "What are you doing?" Because of course, and I locked it, which was really weird because we just didn't lock the doors back in those days. And and I said, "Mom, there's somebody out there." And she looked up. She looked out to the driveway and she goes, "Lorraine, there's nobody out there." And in that moment, at 6.5, I actually shut down my capacity to see spirit beings. And then when I was about 9, I shut down my ability to, hi, Kim. I shut down my ability to see the fairies and the elementals as well. And that was That happened at school. And I remember very distinctly walking past this certain patch where I used to sit and play with them, and they were like, come play. And I was like walking past going, I'm too old for you now. And yeah, it was a really hard moment for me to reflect back on in these later years. And I did a beautiful telecall, a webinar with a lovely facilitator, Betsy McLaughlin. Hi, Brooke. Hi. And she said, you know, and it was about spirits and elementals. And she said, you know, what would you like to get out of this call? And I said to her, hi, Tiffany. And I said to her, you know, I'd really like to be able to see fairies again. And this is going back about, I would say nearly 5 years ago now. And she said, okay, let's see how we go. So we did some facilitation around that. We did some unblocking. We did some, she was using a modality I was very familiar with and I still use to this day. And it wasn't until about a month later I was doing an online psychic session with this lady in Canada, and it was snowing out where she was. And all of a sudden, all around her, I saw all these little fairies and snow nymphs all around her. And I was just like, oh my God, I can see them. And all of a sudden I got all teary, and she's like, you can see what? And I said, you should see it. They're all around you. There's all these sparkles and things around you from the snow fairies and the elementals. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yes. Oh my God, I can see you. So yeah, that was the fairy side of it. The spirit side of it, I found my way back, funnily enough, at the end of my 20s when I was flatting with this beautiful lass who had, I was only flatting with her for, oh gosh, maybe 4 months or so. And she was having all this trouble with tonsillitis and stuff to do with her throat and all this sort of stuff. And she was going through a bit of personal stuff, which I won't talk about here, but those were sort of the physical symptoms she was getting. And then she had sort of mentioned in passing in the mornings that, like over breakfast sort of thing, that she'd been not sleeping well. And then this one morning she got up and she looked very pale. And I said to her, you know, what's going on? And she goes, oh, you're going to think I'm absolutely nuts. And I said, what do you mean? And she says, last night I woke up to find somebody was sitting on the end of my bed clawing at my blankets. And I went, what? Okay. So what did you do? And she said, I couldn't do anything. I was stuck there. And I said, well, what happened next? And she goes, they just stopped. When I woke up, they stopped and then they went away. But I don't think they've gone anywhere. But I don't know what to do. And so I was like, okay, well, leave it with me. I'll have a chat to a mutual friend of ours and see what we can do. And cut a very long story short, we ended up doing a bit of a clearing exercise. I do, like, entity clearing now is really fast, really quick, and really easy for me. I've got some really amazing tools for dealing with entities these days. But back in those days, I didn't have these tools. And so we went through this long ceremony. I laugh now because I now know how easy it is to remove them and send them on their way, you know. But anyway, so we did this big long process. It turned out to be her stepdad, who used to be in the army but as a sniper. So he was very good at hiding, and he had actually committed suicide in his car when they were on holiday. And basically what had happened is that he was really, really worried about her and the personal stuff that she had going on at that time. And he was trying to communicate with her that he was there for her and that he loved her, and that, you know, don't let any asshole basically dictate to you how you run your life, and you know, stand up for yourself, don't lose your voice. And he was trying to show her how she was sacrificing her own voice. And the funny thing is that after we'd done this, and him and I ended up having a further conversation that night, you know, just as you know, you're just going into that slight sleep zone. And he came in then. We had this mental conversation. After that, he disappeared and he never came back. He left her alone, and her throat problems all cleared up, all her tonsillitis cleared up, all of her bronchitis cleared up, everything. It was quite amazing, actually. Yeah, so since then I have been able to, so that was in the mind, sort of communicating via the mind. Then since then I've learned how to listen to entities sometimes. They don't always come through that way, because it's actually quite a slow way for them to communicate, is via ear, like via auditory. I certainly feel them now, and and they also like to tickle on the top of my head. So if you see me doing this a lot, it's generally because there's entities floating around, and they're just wanting to be acknowledged. So yeah, that's when I found my way back. So that's going back, what would that be, 15 years ago? There was a lighter incident before that, but it's not quite as exciting, I suppose you could say. But it's a beautiful story. I might tell you that one another day. So let's have a look over in the PayPal land. So how's your Friday been, everybody? How has your week been? Hi, Emily. Oh, okay, that's nice. Hi, Jess. Lovely. Oh, birthday. Hi, Lynn. No. Good, I'm glad to hear you're resting up. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. I have had a little bit of I'm going to be very honest, you know, being in the spiritual world is not always easy. Being a healer is not always easy. And I'm someone who's an ambivert. So, yay! So being an ambivert means you've got a combination of being extrovert and introvert. And there are certain times when, like right now, I'm kind of required to be a bit of an extrovert. But right now, my introvert is very loud. And my introvert is having a bit of a sad sack moment. It's feeling the sadness, it's feeling the trauma, it's feeling the grief of the world, it's feeling, you know, all the stuff. And it's just like, I came home from doing renos today, and it's one of those days where I just have to keep busy. If I don't keep busy, I will just, my introvert will just come flying forward. And she's full of tears right now. She's full of tears for all of the pain and the hurt and the grief in the world, and all of the awakening that's happening right now, where people are angry, and they're like in disbelief because they can't believe that, you know, certain groups that run countries would lie to them. And so, yeah, I'm feeling all of that right now. And as a result, you know, it's an interesting space to be functioning in. And today it was it was so important to me to show up here for you guys, because I really enjoy coming on here and chatting with you all and sharing some tough stuff and doing these readings and, you know, just being with you. It really is a highlight of my day, of my week. And for those reasons and so much more, I fully appreciate you. I really do. And thank you, Lynn. Okay. So yeah, this has been me all day. As soon as I got to my work today, I was like so grateful for my car, because my car gives me the possibility to do what I require to do in my world. And as I hopped out of the car, I was welling up with tears of gratitude. It's like, oh my goodness. And luckily the homeowner isn't there when I'm there. And, you know, it's just, I'm feeling it really big time at the moment. And that's okay. And that's why I'm choosing to talk about this with you now. Because I wish to let you know, especially for people maybe who haven't been on this journey for very long, that sometimes it looks like this, where you are just feeling everything. And it's okay. And so we will actually go and expand out. We're going to do the expanding out exercise in a moment, so that we can feel all the feels without being wrapped up and swept away in them. Okay, so I just wish to explain to you how I'm feeling, so you can feel free to share how you're feeling. So thank you all for listening. And yeah. Thank you all. All right. So Lynn, the beautiful woman, has gone and popped through a donation funding the coffee fund. Okay. Aww. All right. Let's do the expanding out exercise first, okay, everybody? And because of course there's lots of changes happening in the world right now, not just about what the government and all of that sort of stuff, but also there's a lot of people that are sort of like the whole PayPal thing. I'm sure you all know about the PayPal thing, and I certainly know. Oh yeah, it's coming up 11/11. Yay! I love those numbers. And I know that there's a lot of people who have left PayPal and all that sort of stuff. So I, out of respect to, you know, some not so nice dealings over there, I am working on another way for you to be able to pop through a little donation and that should hopefully be up and running next week. But for this, still doing PayPal, and then we'll slowly work things down. I have got a couple of other things that are in the background at the moment that require PayPal, so we'll see how we go. In the meantime, let's breathe. Let's drop down into our bellies, close our eyes, unless you're driving. I wouldn't assume that you're driving. All right, so let's just drop down into our bellies, close our eyes, take a big, big, deep breath all the way to the bottom of our belly, down through our legs, down to our toes. And now take a big, big, deep breath out. And another big, deep breath in. And another big, deep breath out. And one more. Big one in. And a nice big one out. Just even that. I can feel the tension in my back muscles and my shoulder muscles just starting to loosen off now. So now let's just become aware of the body, and now become aware of all of your internal organs that are working tirelessly to keep you moving and keep you going. From our ears who are hearing, our eyes who are seeing, our mouth that gets to taste and voice, all the way down through to the heart that pumps tirelessly. All that lovely blood and oxygen rolling around our blood, our body, all the vessels, all the way down to our hands and our fingertips that are there to hug and hold and touch and create. Down to our stomachs, our lungs, and our livers and our kidneys. Down to our reproductive organs, all those major muscles that are always doing their work. Just giving a little bit of gratitude to absolutely every single aspect now. Oh yes, and those big brains of yours. Cannot forget those big brains. Our ego just might get a little bit toey with us if we don't. Just sending some of that lovely gratitude through to all of those parts of our body, all the way down to our toes and our fingertips. And taking your awareness down to the cells and sending gratitude to all the cells and molecules in your body. Sending gratitude through to the space between the cells. And now the space between the molecules, right down to the atomic level. Just flood all that space with gratitude. The gratitude for your body, for continuing to function. Even with everything that we do with it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. It's an incredible piece of machinery in a lot of ways. Organic machinery that is just so amazing. We can do so much with it and so much to it, and it still keeps going. How is that even possible? And yet so many of the aches and the pains and the ills that are within our body are able to be removed with gratitude. So another nice big deep breath. and acknowledging that space that you be. And now expanding out our awareness to the size of the room that you're in, and now to the size of the building. Expanding out your awareness in a big, big bubble up into the sky and down into the earth. Expanding out your awareness to the size of the city or the town that you're in. Now to the size of the country. Whew. And now expanding out to the size of the planet. And expanding out your awareness to the size of the solar system and the galaxies and the universes. And expanding out your awareness as far as you desire to go. Well done. And now, without contracting down, grabbing your sense, focusing on your body again, but grabbing your sense of allowance. Allowance is the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive everything from no point of view, so you don't get wrapped up in the emotions of it. And now expanding out your allowance beyond the room, beyond the home, or the building that you're in right now, expanding out your awareness beyond the size of the city or the country town that you're in, beyond the size of the country you're in, beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies, beyond the size of the universes, and now beyond the size of your awareness. Good work. Oh, that's lovely. And if you wish to go out even further than that, you can. For healing work, I always go much further than that. But for a nice light Friday, I'm happy with that for today. Okie dokie. So, hi Patricia. Thank you for coming to play. Yeah, over here in Adelaide in South Australia is where I am, and we aren't affected by any of the rains or anything that seems to be hitting the other states today. So yeah, we're all good here. We're all good. It was supposed to be a see, everybody's wishing you happy birthdays. Woohoo! Oh dear. Yeah. See, Lynn, everybody loves you. They're wishing you happy birthday. My birthday's not till April. Got a long way to go to get that one yet. All right. So, Lynn, you are asking for a reading, honey. And see who's floating around for you. Oh, nice. Yeah, Perth is on the other side again. Where are you, Patricia? So yes, Lynn, Barry is definitely here. He has been with you all day and has been all week, actually. Nice. Nice. I have an auntie, her husband, and my 3 cousins are over in Ireland. Nice. Don't ask me where they are. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, they're from Ireland. So let me have a look. So yes, as soon as I started tuning, just everything here was just all warm and tingly. So that's my right-hand side, which is my man side, my masculine side. So yeah, and it was just like it just felt really nice and warm and soft, and so to start off with for your reading, hun, we've got that the overcoming difficulties card has come out. Okay, so that is when it's saying the worst of it is over, and that it's all behind you now. It's just and it says you're surmounting previous challenges. So things that were once a really big issue in your world are now becoming less and less and less, until it's almost like they're pretty much gone. You might still have imprinting of those issues, but it's like now they're just all settling down and things are becoming nice. It was sad what happened last Friday. The 10 beautiful angels who passed away. It was so hard to get over. I'm not sure about that story, Patricia. I don't watch mainstream media, so I'm very sorry to hear that has happened. And that would be very difficult. That's tough. Yeah, I'm sorry. Has that happened in Ireland, hun? Jumping back to Lynn now. So the next thing we've got is the Clear Your Space card. So this is obviously a lovely one for spring. It's all about spring cleaning. And it's saying to get rid of the clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. That's literally what it says on the card. But also what I'm getting a sense of with that is to he's saying don't be sad anymore. He said don't be sad. He said, dude, I just composed myself again. He said, please remember the good times and just focus on that. Don't be sad I'm not here anymore, because I'm with you and we will see each other again. It's just time for you to be happy now. It's not time anymore to be grieving me. He just really, really wishes to see you very happy and living life to the fullest. And he wishes for you to go and do the things that you've always wanted to do, things that you couldn't do when he was around. He wants you to do them now and to enjoy them. Oh my goodness. We've got the relationship harmony card. Again, he's just saying, I just love you so much. I don't wish to see you sitting there in your grief anymore. It's okay to move forward, and it's okay. It's almost like he's saying you're not dishonoring me by living a happy life. You're okay. You can go do it. Go do it. I don't wish to see you sad. So, what was that? I'm hearing you'd be honoring me more by being happy. We've got the nurture card is next. So it says, as you nurture a child, nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. So what does your inner child require that she was never able to get and receive because of how you were raised or whatever? Things that you always really, really wish to do or to have as a kid that you never got to do them now. If that means that, you know, I'm just seeing finger painting. I don't know why. It was the first thing that popped into my head. If that means getting out and going and buying some stuff so you can do finger painting, go and do it. Just let your heart open and just go and have fun. Go get messy. Go and do the things that, you know, that inner child part of you, like sit down and ask yourself, ask your inner child, what is it that you always wished we could do and we never got a chance to do it? Now's the time. This is why having kids and grandkids is so awesome, because you kind of get to relive that stuff that you couldn't do before. So just go and do that sort of thing. Yeah, finger painting. There we go. We've got the life review card. So it's again taking inventory of your life. Resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So along with nurturing that inner child so she can, you know, show you how to have fun and show you how to see the world from that lighter, brighter side of life. It's also, as you do that, you'll start to notice there are things that will come about that are not resonating with that anymore. And this is your opportunity to have a look at those things and go, well, maybe I'm not choosing that. Okay. Again, we've got the orange card, which is about nurturing yourself. Again, of course, orange is your solar plexus chakra. So diving into that solar plexus area, when you do your morning meditation, give it a little bit of a rub as you're going there. And just allow any energies that are still sitting in your solar plexus, because we hold a lot of emotions in our belly. Okay. So then just give that solar plexus area a bit of a rub in the morning. Okay. And we have move, which is enjoy clear hearing. Okay. So that I actually get is Barry is saying to you, listen for me, because I'm here. I'm not leaving you. Listen for me and I'll be there. Because he's in the spirit realm, they are multidimensional beings. Okay, so when we go into the spirit side of things, we can be in multiple places at once. It's pretty fucking amazing. And so don't feel like if he's with you all the time that he's not going to be elsewhere, because he is. He's wherever is required at any particular moment in time. And time's a construct, so it's not even real. So yes. All right, let's do the yummy card. All righty. Got the imagination. So again, we're working with our inner child. So let your imagination fly free, Lynn, and you'll be able to have way more fun. And yeah, honoring Barry in that way, I think it's just fucking incredible. And I appreciate that you're choosing to do that. So yes, thank you, Lynn. Thank you for popping your donation through. I very, very, very much appreciate that, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you for tuning in. each week and adding your magic to the group and the collective, and your beautiful comments and your love and your support. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you, Lynn. And I hope that helps a little. Maybe give you a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of encouragement. All right. Okay, let me see. So, of course, if you didn't know, there we go. Got to put the ticker tape up, don't we? So, yes, it's something about the getting ready part of the show that helps me just go, yeah. It's like I actually really don't enjoy cooking just for myself. I love being of service to others. And that is part of my nurturer side of me, right? So when it comes to this show, I love being able to show up for you guys, and I've put a bit of makeup on and I've done my hair and I've got a nice top on and all those sorts of things. I've got my room set up and, it makes me feel good to be able to show up for you guys. So thank you. Now, Patricia, I need to jump back up and find out. Oh. Okay. I'm still not understanding how that many people passed away. Maybe I'll just have to Google it later. Patricia, your dad's always going to be around you, hun. And yeah, you will. My granddad, who passed away, let me think. What are we? 7 years ago now. No, 8 years ago. Time. We'll say 7 years ago to make it a bit easier on me. And he was my rock. He was my father figure from the age of about 8 onwards. And I valued him deeply. He was basically the only one of my family that really showed me that it was okay for me to be me. And he really encouraged me to, whatever I wished to learn about, to go and do it. Like if I wanted to learn how to drive a tractor, he taught me how to drive a tractor. If I wanted to learn how to use any power tools or anything like that, he showed me. If I wanted to learn about gardening, he showed me. If I wanted to learn, husbandry of horses and animals, he showed me. He showed me all the farming stuff. And he never once ever treated me like I was just a girl, or just his granddaughter. He just nourished in me a space of I can do anything I wish to do. And I loved him, and I still love him very, very deeply. So I hear you, I see you, and our loved ones are always going to be around us. They become part of our spirit team. And our spirit team is there to help and guide us and wrap us up with love when we require it. Like for me, while I've got my introvert side of me going, I want to sit down in the corner in the shower and have a big, huge cry. That's my introvert side coming out. They're there all the time. They're there, they hear our cries, they hear our laughter, they hear all of it. And even when we think that they can't or aren't there, they're there. It's only us that closes them off. Because sometimes it's challenging for us to let them in, Lordy. And PayPal, Lordy. You'd think that the platform would be working even easier right now, given that they are few less subscribers these days. Apparently, they lost something like $8 million, or it was either million or $1 billion overnight in revenue because of the silly things that they did. They tried to bring in this stupid policy. And people just went, okay, bye. So anyway, have a look at this for a moment. Grab a cup of tea. And I'd love to tell you about something that I've been working on for a while. I love the energy of that retreat. It's for us wonderful people who are living over here in Adelaide, the lovely ladies that are here. And there's just so much goodness about it. And, as someone who is partially a nurturer, there is definitely an aspect of knowing that if I'm, hi Amanda, if I'm to do this retreat, yes, it's going to be awesome for my body. It's going to give me that real big boost, just being on the land and being around like-minded souls and, just feeling that energy going through my body. But the best part for me also is that I am then able to be of even greater service to you all. I'm able to be of greater service to the community, to the collective, to my healing sessions, to absolutely everything. And that is a really big reason for me to even be at this retreat, as a facilitator, but also as a person contributing to this and attending it as well, because I'm not running the whole weekend on my own. You saw there was Nikki and Lucy there, and we're all going to be there together. And there's obviously Matt's going to be there for a little bit doing his little sound healing session on the Saturday afternoon, and that's going to be so amazing too. So it's truly what they say is like being able to contribute to others means that you have to contribute to yourself as well. You can't give from an empty cup. And I know so many of us are very much working from empty cups. And so because we've had to for the last couple of years, we've been very frugal with our energies. And so it's now time. It's time for us to take care of us too. So yeah, I tell you what, that grandmother tree, oh boy, that energy of the grandmother tree. Just think of all of your favorite hugs in the world that you've ever received. You can experience them in the air while being in the presence of grandmother tree. It's just like, thank you. Yeah, pretty potent, pretty powerful. Alrighty. So that's that cool thing that I've got going on at the moment. Alrighty. So let's get on to something bright and positive. Let me turn off that for a moment. And are you ready? Are you ready? For those of you who haven't had a reading. So yes, pick a number between 1 and 88. Pop it in the comments. And we'll do a gratitude reading. Gratitude poetry book reading. I don't know that we even got to that last week because we just had so much fun doing other things. There we go. Gratitude. Go on. Those of you who already had a reading, go on. Put in a number between 1 and 88. Thank you, Amanda. Turkey tree, huh? Talking about the Irish. Turkey tree. So Patricia, now's your time if you wish to put in a little a number between the first one that pops into your head between 1 and 88. Pop it in the comments below. Turkey tree, dilly dee potatoes. That's probably highly offensive to Patricia. I do have Irish ancestry, so I think I can actually get away with it. Not just through my auntie, but actually directly on my dad's side. I have the Celtic. I have the Celtic. And Patricia, if you are still floating around. Alrighty. Here we go, Amanda. Let me get rid of that other one. Hide that. Thank you. Okie dokie. Amanda. You feeling it too, huh? Reflections. In this screwed up world where people don't think of what will happen if they say something or do something, why can't this generation and the ones to come accept the past, present, and future and the people around them and not judge? A person is shaped by their experiences. To assess a person without exploring their personality, experiences, and opinions is shallow. The greatest gift in the world to give to another is trust. From trust stems love, respect, and friendships. But how can one gain trust without looking into every crevice, fold, and layer of another person? Many people have learned to be cautious because at some time in their lives that trust was misused. They will form a wall around themselves and will keep it there till someone is able to take the time, effort, and kindness to slowly take that wall down. Every person requires a soulmate, someone to trust implicitly and not be judged in any way. Together, they will be able to branch out and always give encouragement, support, and love to each other. So, Amanda, yeah, I'm feeling that wall, hun. And I'm also feeling there's the trauma that's put it there. There's the hurt and the pain that's put it there. And it's asking to be healed. It's asking for you to look at that now and bring it down and let it be healed. What I'm feeling is it's going to be very hard for you to bring in your next most delicious person unless you do this work. And it's going to be very difficult for them to reach you if you've still got this really, really big wall up. So it's not to say that whoever hurt you or multiple people that hurt you, it's not to condone what they did. Okay? This is about you looking after yourself first. Yeah. Okay? So that you can look forward to, finding your next most delicious partner. Somebody who will be there for you and support you and love you and challenge you and tease you and have fun with you. And so that you guys can create a life together that will be just so yummy and delicious and knowing it's kind of like, when you're looking at renovating a house and you're looking at what's there already and you're going, okay, right, there's a lot of work to do here. And you kind of have that moment of, yeah, it's all right as it is. And so you sit on it for 5 years. And in the meantime, the problems and things that were there just keep getting worse. But you just live with it. Until one day it gets to a point where the problems are so big that you can't ignore them anymore. The doors have fallen off the hinges and the windows aren't shutting anymore because the problems are too big. But if you looked at those problems and dealt with them back when they were much smaller, 5 years ago, don't know why the 5 years comes into my head, but there you go. You would be able to look at that home now and be in a space of, gosh, I really enjoy living here. So that's just, me and my house renos metaphors. I have lots of them. That's just another one, right? And sometimes you got to make a mess. Sometimes it's got to get a bit ugly before you'll get to that yummy, happy space. But it's having that vision of living in that happy, yummy space that keeps you moving forward, even through those horrible, dusty, stinky, yuck parts. And that's the same with our healing. We've got to get through those horrible, dusty, yuck smelling parts. The parts that make us cry, the parts that make us want to swear, and the parts that make us want to go anger and rage. And this is a message not just for you, this is a message for all of us. We've got to get through those yucky, horrible parts with the vision of what we wish to have and create for the future, to be able to get through what we're experiencing right now. So, for example, for me right now, I know I spoke with you guys about Dolores Cannon and the conversations with Nostradamus, and he was speaking of the 1,000 years of peace. Now, at the moment, we're in the troubled times, quite clearly, but the 1,000 years of peace, I get, will happen in my lifetime. The point of difference there is, how old will I be before it comes in? I hope it's not too far away, because I'd really like to be able to live in that time of the 1,000 years of peace. I think that would be fucking awesome. And then along with that, I go, what can I do to help contribute to the 1,000 years of peace? That makes me feel a lot lighter. Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Oh, I'm sure I asked for that to disappear. There we go. Okay, Lynn. And for those of you, I'm glad that helped, Amanda. I'm glad you understood that. I just work with what I've got, man. Oh, yay. All right. So for those of you who are just tuning in, we're doing the gratitude poetry book readings at the moment. So if you pop a number, the first number that popped up into your head in the chats, between 1 and 88, including 1 and 88, pop them up in the chat and I'll read you out a poem, give you sort of an intuitive reading from that. All right, Lynn, friends. So you remember how your lovely hubby, he was saying, I want you to have fun? Here we go. Friends, they are the people with whom you share your deepest thoughts and emotions. For some strange reason, people are drawn together in a bond which can't be seen. And a bond which can't be seen forms. As time goes on, this can strengthen, but at the same time become even more fragile. These people trust each other, trust what they say is true, and trust what they do as being genuine. Sometimes a friend will do something that they think is for the best, but that can damage the bond between the two friends. This is the true test of friendship, to see whether they can come out on top and be stronger even together. Hi, Carol. How are you going, honey? Pop the first number between 1 and 88 in the chat. Beautiful. Good job. Okay. Yeah. She feel lost without her friends. So yeah, it's time to have even more fun with your friends, reaching out to them even further, and have create more experiences with your friends, more of those fun experiences, get together and do those things. I saw a couple of friends of mine this week they went off to a pottery experience. For one of them was having a birthday and they did pottery together. So that was really cool. We've got all these funky little studios that are here in Adelaide. There's another one that I know does sculptures. There's another one that does art. You can get together and do it. I think it's called Cafe Vino or something. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it's this place where you can go and drink wine, and they have a sample art piece there, and the artist that creates it basically leads you through how to create the artwork. But so often people go a bit rogue after they've had a glass of red. So you end up with all sorts of interesting creations, but it's a beautiful thing to do, and you can just have an absolute blast. We've got this other experience which is not necessarily for the older beings of us, but we've got this thing called the tree walk here. And I saw one of my other friends did it with her kids and everything this week. And it's basically you're way, way, way up in the tops of the trees and you go along all these guided walks, like high wire type stuff. And she's like, I never thought I'd be able to do it because I thought I was afraid of heights, but what I was afraid of was having fun. So she said, bugger this, I'm not going to let anything stop me from having fun anymore. And so she went and did it. So that was really awesome to see that too. And it's just been really neat to see friends of mine getting out and just having fun and doing stuff. So yeah, I wonder what experiences you can have with your friends that you've maybe not thought about having before. You know, maybe doing some finger painting together. All right, cool. Carol, you're up now, hun. 55. Okie dokie. Clouds. Pinot and Picasso. Yeah, exactly. See? I love it. I love it. You have to check it. You have to tell us how you go, Lynn. All right, clouds. As the clouds roll by and I lay watching, a type of peace comes over me. I've stopped. My thoughts, my worrying, my troubles. For just a short while, I am me, laying there on the grass, watching the clouds as they roll by. Carol, it's time for you to do more of that. As I'm reading it, my chest is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So when that happens, it's generally a sign that your breathing is very high and you're in too much stress at the moment. So your team is saying, hey, she needs to relax, just be present and watch the clouds roll by. That doesn't cost any money. You don't even have to lie on the grass to do it. You can just sit in a chair outside and just watch. You can have the smallest balcony in the world. And as long as you can still see the sky, you can do this. And also breathe deeply, please. Allow your body to drop out of that fight and flight and move back into the happy hormones. Okay? And you do that by slowing your breathing down and breathing down into the lower parts of your tummy. I know you know how to do that. And your team is saying more. Yeah, I know. And it's asking for you. Your team is asking for even more. Yeah. I love doing that too. Why do you think I wrote a poem about it? Yeah. So yeah, drop down even further with it. Okay. And I wonder what else you could be breathing into as in creations. What breath of life could you be giving to your creations right now? Okay. Yeah, that's better. Thank you. Did you all used to do the cloud game when you were traveling and seeing what the cloud shapes looked like? Did you ever do that? Because we used to do that as kids. You know, we do a lot of traveling when I was little. And yeah. Oh, it was so cool. Okay, dokie. There's always a lot of dragons, dogs, cats. Not not so many butterflies, funnily enough. That was the other thing that I wish to share with you guys. Okay. So on Monday in Adelaide time, I'm doing a webinar. It's a 2-hour webinar, and it's really aimed at people who are healers, who are doing body work. And by healers, it can be just people who are energetically working with people, whether it be massages or any particular modality at all where you're touching a body. And so it's really for those sorts of people. But as my beautiful, delicious partner said, he also said, it's also, I find that would be quite relevant for me because, most of my family has also received the juice. And, there's a part of me that goes, I'd like to know what you do so that you're not affected by being around them. A lot of us who are very energetically aware are concerned with the effects of working with people or being around people who have had the juice. This week, I actually worked with a lady who is over in Canada, and she had been doing some body work, and she booked in a full session, a CJAB session with me, because she was like going, of that list of things that you gave, so many of them are relevant to me, because there's a lovely big list of symptoms that you fill out when you do a CJAB session with me. And so a lot of people, fellow healers, have said to me, are you not worried when you work with people, especially when you're targeting CJAB people? You of course know what the C stands for because you're smart people. And yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not worried about that at all, because I have certain tools and techniques that I use, and these are things that I can teach. So while I can't teach my CJAB session, I can teach some of these other tools that I use as a healer. So this has been opened up so that you can join me on the telecall. And while, yes, it is sort of more targeted for people who are doing body work and stuff, it is absolutely relevant to anybody who's just around other people who have been jabbed and you don't want to feel the effects of it. And yeah, so that's happening on Monday at 10 o'clock Adelaide time. So that's 12:30 in New Zealand time. And I'm not sure what time that is in Ireland or anywhere else in the world. I can't think beyond that. And yeah, looking forward to that one. And yeah, whew. It's an interesting topic for sure. All right. What do I feel? Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Who am I missing? Who's missing? Who's not had a reading out there yet? Is there anybody out there who hasn't had a reading yet that wishes to have a reading? Because I'm feeling like there's someone out there. Probably a bunch of people. Anyway, so what are you up to for the weekend, my beautiful people? What are you up to? I have another lot of lawns to mow. New lawn this time. And some of the lawn is up to my knees. So that's going to be a fun one. And then obviously more promo. And what else am I doing? Oh, yes. Lovely. Visiting friend tomorrow, me lawn. Yeah. I don't mind doing the lawns. when they've been neglected for quite some time, though, it can be a bit challenging, you know. So yes. All right. Let me have one more look. Let me see if there's anything I've forgotten to share with you. We've done that one. We've done that one. Let me share this one with you. Oh, Amanda, that sounds amazing. My ponga. Cool. Go do that kayaking, girl. Have to get you into geocaching, and then you could come up around, I think it's Garden Island. There's heaps of geocaches up there. And most of them, you've got to get with the kayak. So, yes. Fun and games. Oh, yes, and that's right. So, of course, the other things I needed to tell you guys about is that not this weekend, as in this one that we're now happily in, is next weekend I'm at the Crystal Pyramid Fair on the Sunday. So happy days. Yay, I'm looking forward to that. That, of course, is the Net Kirkwoods Fair up in Golden Grove. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've got next week on Tasty Tuesdays, I've got Samantha Jane from Infinite Love Connection. And so she is going to be with me next week, having a great chat. I had a fantastic chat with her up at the Queen of Wands Fair. And I'm really looking forward to having a good, juicy chat with her on Tuesday. And yeah. Yes, Amanda, we got to see dolphins when Matt and I went out there a few weeks ago now. It was a mama and a baby dolphin. We got to watch them doing their little swims about. It was so super cool. And Carol, I have my beautiful rainbow granddaughter teaching me as usual. Aww. That's super special, Carol. Yeah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I tell you what, we're so lucky here in Adelaide. We've got so many wonderful things that we can do, and we're just so close to many, many things, you know. It's like when I think about it, it's not that far from like Port Adelaide to where I am, to the ocean, or up to Mount Lofty, or over around to the, you know, do kayaking in the sort of like the lakey kind of parts, or, you know, it's just, there's just so many places we can go within such a short space of time. It's so cool. We can go off to the river, we can go all over the place. We can end up in the middle of the bloody desert within a few hours. You know, it's just so super cool. I love it. Yeah. Yeah, no, both of us were like, oh, there it is. It transforms everybody, I think. There was on the day we were there, actually, there was this couple. We couldn't hear what they were saying. It was really quite a windy day. And but you could tell that they were having a very heated conversation. But as soon as the other people around them started noticing the mummy and baby dolphin, the whole argument and conversation just went stopped immediately, and they just sat there raptured like all the rest of us watching this bloody mummy and baby dolphin. This is so great. Alrighty, beautiful ones, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go and nurture my introvert for a little bit longer before she goes to sleep, and give her some loving. And this lovely extroverted side of me says, thank you so much for being here. And my introverted side says, my deepest gratitude for you being here, for showing up, for enjoying our space together today. And I really, really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you to those who have donated for a reading from today, yesterday, last week's, and also the weeks into the future. I'm eternally grateful for every single one of you. So until next time, until we see each other again, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful, amazing, sparkly ones. Do something tasty for yourself over the weekend. I don't mind what it is. Just please do something incredible for yourself and be very aware of all of those energies, but don't get swept up in them. Okay? I adore you. Until next time. Bye-bye.